I watched the entire DNC with a couple speeches I missed, to be fair, but I watched 75% of it. They had to make themselves seem like they were center-right conservatives. Outside of the relentless mentions to abortion, which is in the public opinion in their favor, did you notice what they didn't mention? They did not mention their landmark legislative achievements. They didn't mention about how they're giving free luxury hotels in New York for illegals and foreigners. They didn't mention the Inflation Reduction Act. They didn't mention how Tim Walz signed taxpayer-funded tuition for illegals in Minnesota. They went very, very light on Black Lives Matter. They went very, very light on critical race theory. They went very, very light, if at all, on affirmative action. They touched a little bit on book bans, but then evaded it. They didn't talk about squatters. They didn't talk about crime in the streets that they are overseeing. They didn't talk about how San Francisco or Chicago or Los Angeles have become third world cities. What I'm getting at is that in private, the base of their party is demanding extremely radical things. And you look at their legislative calendar, that is what that they pass. They pass amnesty for illegals, benefits for foreigners. But on stage, they had to present themselves to be something else. And that should be an amazing morale boost for you. Because it's easy to say, well, they were lying, they were lying, they were lying, they were lying. Yes, but it's a good thing they had to lie. It's a good thing that they had to lie. You should be happy that they were lying. Because if they actually showed us who they were, that means the population watching at home is so far lost, so far gone, that there is no reason whatsoever that they would have to even pretend to be anything but radical Marxist revolutionaries. The lying is expected, but the lying means that they actually know their audience. The lying means they know that the country is a center-right country. If they were speaking just to San Francisco liberals, it would have been about trans rights or human rights. Did you see a single LGBT flag? I think I saw 2 or 3, maybe. Did you see a single trans flag? You can't go to a Starbucks, a Target, a Walgreens, and not see a gay flag in the month of June. And you're trying to tell me the once in 4-year convention of the Democrat Party that you don't see gay flags everywhere? No, they managed this because it was a made-for-television production. This was a Grammy Emmy show. This was the Oscars on full display because they know their audience. And that shows that we are actually the majority of this country, everybody. They're flying a flag that they hate, and everyone was participating because the Democrat hive mind says, oh, we must wave the flag. Got it. Got the 9th booster? Got it. Wear the mask when we shower? Got it. Not a single independent thought amongst them because it's all about power. It's all about stopping Trump. But the point being is that if they leaned into their radical nonsense, if they leaned into who they actually were yesterday, it would have been very demoralizing. That means that they feel as if they don't have to win you over, that they can just power through it, that they can own the most radical, out-of-touch policies imaginable, and so what? What are you going to do about it? This means that we can win elections regardless of how flawed they are. This means Democrats know that they are in the ideological minority of this country, that they have to pretend to be soft conservatives when the cameras are on. They could be radical Marxist revolutionaries at 2 a.m. on rooftops in Chicago when they're commiserating about how they're going to take over the country. But when the lights are on, they have to pretend to be something they're not. And the contrast is the RNC is we are exactly who we were on stage as we were off stage. Deportation effort. Donald Trump said it. Build the wall. Drill, baby, drill. Democrats are completely different because the body politic of this country, the regular everyday American, is not a radical leftist. And the smart Democrats know this. So they created a television Netflix Hulu special to show someone that they're not. So it would have been demoralizing if they would have just went on a parade of their most radical stuff imaginable, as if they were running for mayor of San Francisco, as if they were running for mayor of New York. But they had to make themselves seem like moderate Republicans. By making themselves seem like moderate Republicans, It shows that they understand that what they do and what they believe is so out of touch with the American people. Further evidenced by who didn't speak at the DNC. The man who everyone thought was going to be president. The California king. The man who had the heir apparent to the presidency, or so it seemed, Gavin Newsom. Did you know that Gavin Newsom did not speak at the DNC? He did a little roll call thing when they did the roll call, which, by the way, credit to DNC. The roll call looked objectively great. They gave him a handheld mic. And Gavin Newsom was like, okay, California's great, blah, 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 blah. And then boom, they moved on. We love Joe Biden. We love Kamala Harris. Gavin Newsom did not get a main stage address. AOC did, but Gavin Newsom did not. Why is that? There's only so much radicalism that the DNC can take towards the American people. It's a good thing that they had to lie. Imagine if they would have went up and they would have said, and we as the Democrat Party, we believe that babies are not male or female, but their gender is their sex is assigned at birth, which is a stated belief of the Democrat Party. We at the Democrat Party believe that if you mispronounce someone, you should be in prison. That's a stated belief of the Democrat Party. We as the Democrat Party believe that we should defund the police, which is a stated belief of the Democrat Party. Instead, they had a nonstop parade of police officers in uniform who are total frauds and, being blackmailed. Like this guy from Flint, Michigan, if you could get him. Oh, what a nauseating speech. How many former Republicans did they have to parade on stage? Adam Kinzinger. Well, Leon Panetta is a joke. I'll get to him in a second. They had Stephanie Grisham, the other woman that worked for Mike Pence. They know they're actually at the core not a majority. If they were the majority of this country, they would not have passed around American flags last night. If they were the majority of this country, they would have just went all woke all the time. The DNC shows you on full display that wokeism is already dying. At the DNC, they are high trust of institutions. By the way, Republicans used to be this way 20 years ago. They are high trust. They don't ask questions. They're not skeptical of power. They love political power. So they are inherently high trust voters. On the other side, you have Donald Trump, where the entire movement of Donald Trump is inherently low trust of institution voter. Why is our border not open? Why are we doing all these wars? What's going on with the economy? They're lying about jobs data. They're lying about inflation. They lied about COVID. RFK is even further low trust of institutions than Donald Trump. He is the most low trust of institutions candidate currently running. He's the one that said everything that the health agencies are telling you, that they are captured agencies, that the current configuration of how we are doing vaccines is completely wrong. So RFK and Donald Trump have a natural partnership being made because they're both skeptical of the major power centers in this country. And I think they'll have an affinity with one another. They have the same enemies. They both want a strong America. And they both view the world in a very similar fashion, which is that the powerful, the rich, and the well-connected need a check and balance. And both of them want to see a citizen resurgence and a citizen revival of this country, not an oligarchy, which is what Team Blue and Kamala Harris currently believes in.